Hey, what's going on YouTube? It's Nick from Noobkill coming at you with another video today. Welcome back to Nick's Picks. This is where I give you guys my NFL predictions. This is going to be for week 6, guys. Last week for week 5, I actually didn't really do a Nick's Picks video just because I was out of town on a shopping trip in Michigan. So I didn't have time to record the video, unfortunately. But I did go ahead and take a picture of the matchup, circle up who I thought was going to win, and post it on Twitter. I didn't do so well. I wanted to do like go against the upset. So yeah, we did not do that well last week. But this week, well, we have a couple teams on the bye. We have Buffalo, I believe, Cincy, Dallas, and the Seattle Seahawks. They have the bye this week. Now, let's move on to our first game. So we have the Dolphins. They did win last week against the Titans. That one shocked me a little bit. I know the Titans, I believe they didn't have Mariota in the game, but the way that the Dolphins offense was playing the last 2 weeks prior to like week 5, they couldn't even put a touchdown on the board, barely. Like the one where they played against the Jets, they almost got shut out. I was like, how? And then of course they somehow beat the Titans. But that being said, Atlanta, they had the bye last week, so they're well rested. They're ready for some football. They're at home. I don't see the Dolphins taking this one on the road, so we're gonna give this one to the Atlanta Falcons right there. Moving on to our next game, Washington, I believe, did have the bye last week as well, and the 49ers, they did lose against the Colts. And this one's kind of a no-brainer. And like the Redskins fans, I know you guys all said like, yo, Nick, you never picked the Redskins. I will pick you guys. The Washington Redskins, I think, is gonna win this one. This one's not that hard of a pick, you know what I'm saying? Moving on to the next one, I've been picking Cleveland for the past 3 weeks to win, I believe, and I'm not gonna pick them no more. I honestly thought Kaiser was going to turn around and hopefully play a lot better, and Myles Garrett finally played last week, but they lost to the Jets. And after losing to the Jets, I was just like, I don't even know, man. Like the Jets are playing really a lot better, but still, I thought that team, but Garrett, man, the first play he had, he got a sack, unreal. The Texans, J.J. Watt did go down. I remember seeing, like, I was on the, like I said, I was on a road trip. We stopped at a McDonald's to get some coffee, and I was looking at TV. They had the Texans versus the KC game, and I saw Merciless go down. I don't know if that's official. I know J.J. Watt's out, but still. Deshaun Watson, he's killing it, man. That boy is killing it. Will Fuller is back, I believe, as well. So I'm giving this one Houston, and pretty much after that, I think the road teams are going to win the next 3 right here. So we got Green Bay versus the Minnesota Vikings. The Vikings, I can't remember if they had to bye last week. I can't remember which teams. I know Denver had a bye last week for sure. I can't really remember. The only 2 teams I remember was Atlanta and Washington. But Green Bay, they had that comeback win against the Dallas Cowboys. So I'm gonna give this one to the away team, man. I think Aaron Rodgers can pull this one out. If I remember, I think they did. Minnesota did play. They played Monday night. They played against the Bears. And Stafford came in, or not Stafford. Sam Bradford came in. He looked injured. He was limping around. Subbed him out, put him back. And then, of course, Minnesota did win that game against the Bears. But still giving that one to Green Bay. Our next game, we got the New Orleans Saints. That's the other team that was on the bye. Saints were on the bye. And, of course, the Lions last week, they did lose against the Panthers. And Stafford did look shooken up. He was limping around on the last couple plays. They came down in the last final drives, but they just could not play the whole game, I guess. But the last couple drives that they did, they looked pretty good. But like I said, Stafford did look banged up. But I think I'm still going to give this one to Matthew Stafford. I think the defense can hold off Drew Brees a little bit. Of course, you can't. The Drew Brees is an insane quarterback. I think they can stop them for a little bit, like get a nice head start lead in the beginning of the game. I think the Detroit Lions are going to run all over the place on that defense. And I think the Lions defense should be able to play a little bit against the New Orleans Saints offense for a little bit, get a substantial lead, and then of course they'll hold off the lead to end the game. So I think the Lions are going to take this one on the road. Next we got the Pats. Now of course, like the Pats games, always a little biased with my team right here, so I'm going to pick them. The Jets have been playing better. They have been playing a lot better. I believe these 2 teams are actually tied 3-2 right now. This is for whoever wins first overall in our division. But I still think New England is going can win this one. Stephon Gilmore is out with a concussion. Gronk did say he's going to be playing though, so I'm very excited for that. But like our defense with Stephon Gilmore going down, he's not looking the greatest. He's only got 1 pick for us so far, I believe. He's not been looking the greatest, but still, he's still a valuable player on defense that you need for coverage. You know what I'm saying? But I still think New England can pull this one out. Next, we got the Baltimore Ravens versus the Chicago Bears. Now, the Ravens, they did win against the Oakland Raiders without Derek Carr, of course, and then the Chicago Bears, they did lose against Minnesota. This was a little tough, man. Baltimore, they come playing great 1 week, and then the next week they like fizzle out. They play great 1 weekend, and then they fizzle out. Like, they played great for the 2 games, openers, I believe. Then they played the Jags, I believe, I don't know if it was week 2 or week 3, but yeah, I think it was week 3. They played the Jags in London. They got torched. Then, of course, they moved on to the next game, and I think they lost, or they won, and then they played the Steelers, and they didn't look so great. And then, of course, now they beat the Raiders. So, I don't know. The team is here and there, but I still think since they're at home, I think they can win against the Bears. Bears haven't really wowed me that much. Trubinsky, when they played him, he looked all right. He didn't do too much, but I think it's still better that they start Trubinsky. But I still give that one to the Ravens right there. And moving on to our next game, we got Tampa Bay Buccaneers versus the Cardinals. Now, I can't remember who the Cardinals played. I know the Tampa Bay Buccaneers on Thursday night played my New England Patriots. They did lose, man. Nick Foles, you are a legend, because I'm a Pats fan. If you're a Tampa Bay fan, you probably hate Nick Foles. Nick Folk. But that being said, guys, that was a heartbreaking way to lose. I like the Tampa Bay Buccaneers offense. Jameis Winston's looking a lot better. Cardinals, man, they're not looking that great. They're looking like the Bengals, man. The Bengals and them are like even, I feel like, in my eyes, man. Yeah, Larry Fitzgerald's still there. They got the game. I can't remember. I think it was last week he got the game-winning touchdown, but I can't remember who they played. I can't remember who they played, or if that was 2 weeks ago. But I'm giving this one to the away team. I think Tampa Bay does take this one. Next, this is going to be a good game, man. The Jaguars came off playing against... All right, checking the scores right now. Arizona, they got demolished by the Eagles. It was 2 weeks ago that, what's it called? Larry Fitzgerald got that game-winning touchdown. And then, of course, the Jags, they played against Pittsburgh. That's who they played against. They played against Pittsburgh, and, man, they made Ben Roethlisberger throw 5 picks and back-to-back pick sixes, I believe, which is freaking unreal. But that, like I said, they're exactly like Baltimore, man. I feel like they have an amazing week. When they destroyed Baltimore, the next week I thought they were gonna play great. They just didn't do anything. And then now they play great against this team. But I don't know, man. And the Rams, they're looking a lot better. They lost last week against the Seattle Seahawks. I think Sammy Watkins is out with a concussion or something like that. But this one is actually very tough. I don't know who to pick here. I'm gonna go with the LA Rams. I like the defense on both teams, but I think the Rams do take this one. Moving on to our next one, we got the Pittsburgh Steelers versus the Kansas City Chiefs. Now, the Kansas City Chiefs, man, they're still red hot. They're 5-0, guys. They're 5-0. And Pittsburgh just came off that dreadful game against the Jags. Like I said, Roethlisberger was throwing all those picks. They're on the road, the Steelers, and I don't see them winning this one. I don't see them winning this one. Kansas City, Kareem Hunt, it's unreal right now. They're looking like a scary team to play against. And we saw that in kickoff when my Patriots played them as well. Moving on to our next game, we do got the LA Chargers versus the Oakland Raiders. Now, the Chargers got their first win finally against the New York Giants. And in that win, they basically destroyed the New York Giants by taking out every single receiver they basically had. And then, of course, we said Oakland did lose last week against who did they lose against last week? They lost against the Baltimore Ravens. I'm losing my mind. But I don't know if Derek Carr is playing just yet. I am making this video a day early, guys. I don't remember seeing anything that he is playing. I heard that he is questionable like 2 weeks ago. That he said he's gonna be back, but that's like the player always saying, "Yo, I'm healthy," but you don't know if the coach is gonna start or if he's gonna clear the protocols and all that stuff. And I don't like EJ Manuels anymore. I don't think EJ Manuels is that great of a quarterback. Didn't really like him when he was on Buffalo, and he hasn't wowed me at all on Oakland when he's been back up. And I think coming off this win is going to be really big for what's it called? It's going to be really big for the Chargers. So I'm going to actually pick the Chargers in this one. They're the away team. This one's questionable, but like I said, if EJ Manuel's playing, I don't see the Oakland Raiders winning that game. So we got the Chargers in that game. Now, our final game for Sunday, our Sunday night game, I don't see this one going to be that crazy. They're in Denver, so in the Mile High. no fly zone, but then Eli lost all his receivers. So it was like, where is he even gonna fly to? You know what I'm saying? Like, they picked up a couple guys off, like, I don't even know, they picked up some random dudes, I believe, a couple days ago. Is the Giants gonna win this? No, I'm gonna give this one to the Denver Broncos, kind of hands down. Now, moving on to our Monday night game, we got the Colts versus Tennessee Titans. I believe Marcus Mariota is a game day decision. That's what they're saying right now. He's questionable still, but I think the Titans do win this one in the end. I think they do win this one. So yeah, guys, those are my picks for week 6. Tell me, guys, what you guys think. Do you guys agree with me? If you guys don't, tell me in the comment section below. Tell me why you guys think the Raiders are not going to lose against the Chargers. Tell me something like that in the comment section below. But thank you guys so much for watching. Hopefully you guys have an awesome football Sunday. Always stay hyped, and I'll catch you guys soon. Peace.
What's up?